Hello, Bridget Bartlett here with Vision Marketing and Design, and today we are live inside of our team training where we are live Monday through Friday at 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Today, I am going to give you a kind of back end view of some Facebook automations to help you manage your Facebook group. Okay, so the process that I'm actually going to explain to you today is when a member fills out the questions to join your Facebook group, we are going to actually send that info to our CRM with a tag. Then the tag is going to be used to generate a account inside our membership area or send an email, basically the same process. And within that email, they're going to receive the login credentials. Okay. So we are also going to create a post and tag them in it to welcome them to the group. And you can also even send a private message to welcome them if you prefer over the post. I think sometimes if you have a lot of group members joining, that can be kind of spammy. So maybe you just want to send them a private message. Okay, so I'm actually going to walk you through that process today. And I do want to say hello to Bacardo, who is joining from South Africa. Interesting. Good, good. And hello, Miss Maria. Thank you so much for joining on YouTube. Okay, so let's actually dive into the training. I'm going to get out of here. Everyone asks me, how do I create these graphics? This is just Canva. Okay, this is just a Canva presentation view. You can click there and then actually just view it and it expands it. Okay. So the tool that we're going to use today is called Group Key. Now, Group Key is one of the same tools from Cloud Key. However, it's not available to us yet to become a reseller, but it's only $27. Okay. So if you think about, anytime I think about, is a tool really going to be of value to me? I always compare it to time. So could I pay someone less money to do what this tool is going to do? If this is something that's really important to you to grow your Facebook group, then you need to take that into consideration. For me, I will happily pay $27 to have a tool that automates this process for me. Okay, so you can actually create this account for $27 by going to bridgetbartlett.com, or you can go to myvisionagency.com/group key, or that link is around this video somewhere in the description. Okay, so to dive in here, I'm actually going to go into my group here, and you do need to be an admin of the group to be able to do this process. And when you click manage over here, you'll see membership questions. Okay, so if I go to my membership questions, I only have one, and the question is, what email address would you like to use to register for our free tools and training? Because as a member of our group, I do give all of my training and my tools. So what I need to do is I need to give them access to my membership area so that they can register for the tools and the training. Okay, so what I need them to do is fill out the email address in the field here. All right, but I need a tool, Group Key, to send that information to HighLevel. Okay, so there are a few steps here and I'm going to walk you through it. All right, once you have your questions set here and you've purchased Group Key, you're going to go ahead and install. It is a Google Chrome app. Okay, and you will add your group to the Group Key. Okay, so once you add your group, and it's very self-explanatory, like if I wanted to add a new group, oh, okay, so this already exists. You want to go to the group where you're an admin of and then click add the group, okay? So I'm just going to go in my group now, and I have the ability to do auto approval, okay? So you do have some options in here, but you can also do this with the tool, and then we're going to send that data to a Google Sheet, okay? But it does have a HighLevel integration. Right now, when you import the data, it will import with a tag for the group that they're coming from. But we're going to use a Google Sheet so that we can get their email address and then any other questions. Maybe you have, 3 questions that you ask and you want to take that data into your CRM. Okay, so we want to use a Google Sheet to get all that info. So if you want group key to manage your auto approvals, you can select that here. What is the interval for the approval? Maybe you just want to approve one a minute if you have a lot of members coming in. Auto approve new members, so you can select their gender. If you have an all male group or an all female group, you may want to select that, or in my group, it's just all. If you only want people in your local area, and it's going to choose from what's on their Facebook profile. So if their Facebook profile says that they are in Indianapolis, Indiana, and you pick this option here, it's only going to allow people in Indianapolis, Indiana. Number of mutual friends, you can select that there if you want 0 or many. Has a number of friends in a group with me, so you could select that as well. Has a number of groups in common with me. All questions answered. Okay, so if you have multiple questions, you want to select that. In this use case, I just have the one question, and it's the email question. So I just toggle that on so that it's definitely going to send the data and approve them when they put the email in the field there. And then all new members agree to group rules. I can toggle that on, and you can set your group rules here. I really don't have group rules. I just have the admin do the admin assist, and you can actually choose separate criteria. So like no one can share links in the group. And then if you only have, a few words per post, then it will auto decline those. So I have all of that set there. Okay, so it's actually really simple to choose that. And then also I want to send a welcome message. I really like this option because, especially in this case where they're entering their email and I want to let them know, I want to send them a private message. One, it's great because it goes into my L Messenger CRM, so now they're a contact in there. But also I want to let them know, hey, we just registered you, check your email for your membership area credentials. And it's also a great way for me to make contact with that group member because maybe they have questions and I am in the business of solving problems, right? So this is a great opportunity for me to get a lead or just make a connection because you never really know how you can benefit one another. You'll see here that you can paste the variable. Definitely like to use these because it does make it more personal instead of really spammy, like, hey, sis, or whatever I've seen some people do. You can also choose the segments here, and you can create segments up here in the menu. And then we'll talk about segments on a different day, but it's basically the same. If you're using segments on, any other Facebook type of tool like this, you probably understand segments, and you're basically just creating the same message with variations so that when it does send, especially if you're sending a lot, it's going to send the same message with those variations. So it'll go like message 1, message 2, message 3. And you can also send a decline message. So if you're declining because they don't answer the questions, you may want to send them a message and say, hey, sorry, we had to decline, but if you want to join again, and here's the link to our group, because you want to remind them, what group they didn't finish the questions for. And again, you can use the segments for that as well. So once you have all of your selections here for the auto approval, you're just going to click save and update. All right. Now here's the option for the welcome post. Now I don't want to really post a welcome post. Like I said, if you have lots of people are joining your group a lot, it may seem kind of spammy, but if you have a young group or maybe you have a paid group and you want to do the welcome post, that's really a great way of doing that. And also maybe reminding them like, hey, here are all of your onboarding resources and things like that. And you can add that here in the welcome post, and it will create a post in the group and it will tag them in it. So that's really cool. But I actually am not using it for that purpose, so I am just going to toggle that off. Now, here is the Google Sheet. The Google Sheet is where you're going to be able to send all of your data. Okay, now this is a live Google Sheet that I just started using, so I don't want to show the data, but I have kind of shrunk it down so that you can see how all of that works. Okay, so this is the Google Sheet. If you want to send the data to the Google Sheet, all you need to do is toggle this on. And when you click here, it's going to open a Google Sheet like you see here. Okay, so it'll have all of the fields here already, and then it will have their name, which I'm trying to hide, and then the link to their profile and where they live and how many group members in common and friends and mutual friends. And then here is the question, and then here is the answer. So you'll see some of these are empty, and those are people who were declined in the group because they did not enter their email address. Now, these people, what do we want to do with this information? Because we need to somehow get it from now this Google Sheet to our HighLevel CRM. Because remember, in Group Key, as it stands right now, you don't have the ability to, with the API, to send that email address. Okay, we can tag them in the contact with the group so that we know that they came from the group, and they are working on definitely adding the ability to add those questions, and that will eliminate the Pabbly integration that I'm getting ready to show you now. Okay, so inside of, one more thing I did want to show you about Group Key, if you click on the integration here, you will see that there is a statistics tag. Now this is really cool, and remember, this only takes into account once you have added Group Key. So if you do have a young group and you wanted to start tracking all of the data right away, I would say definitely get Group Key so that you can manage that as you grow, because you can see we have over 1,600 members, and it says we only have 84 new members because they just joined. So this helps you know who are your top contributors in the group. Those would be considered hot leads. Like I can see Jay is already a HighLevel affiliate. I'm not sure about Matthew, but Matthew would definitely be someone that I'd want to follow up with. I know Philip is one of our group members, but obviously if they're engaging, they're either new to the group and they have a lot of questions, or maybe they're ready to take action. And so definitely I can utilize this to see, who is the most engaged in my group. I can also click here, and I don't want to show that because it does have all of the members and their email addresses and all the questions that they've answered to join the group. And then we also have the integration. So if I click here, you will see that I do have the API, but I can, for HighLevel, I can integrate it. I can also choose none, or I can choose active campaign, Aweber, get response. Okay, so you have all of those options here. Now, I do use GHL, so all you need to do is add your location API to here for it to integrate with your HighLevel account. Okay, so now we talked about the Google Sheet. Okay, now we need to use Pabbly to send the information from the Google Sheet to our HighLevel account. All right, so you can also, if in the link of the description or bridgetbartlett.com, you can create a free Pabbly account. And I did give you this workflow in the training resources. Okay, so if you go to the training module and then go to integrations, you'll see the module called Integrate Facebook with HighLevel and Group Key, and you'll see the free Pabbly account. You also see the workflow share link that I'm showing you now, and then you can create a Group Key account. Okay, so this membership area is free to everyone. You can go to bridgetbartlett.com to register. So the first step of our Pabbly workflow is going to be Google Sheets, okay? So we already have a Google Sheet. And let me tell you, because I struggled with this in the beginning, make sure that you're using the same Google account as the browser that you are setting all of this up in, because you'll run into issues with testing. So we have our Google Sheets, and it is new or updated spreadsheet row. And what we're going to do is copy the webhook here. Now, this tells you step by step what to do. Okay, make sure that you're logged into Google Sheets. While doing the setup, create a new spreadsheet, but we already have one. And then it says navigate to extensions, move to add-ons option, and then click to get add-ons. Okay, so inside of our spreadsheet, we're going to go to extensions, and we're going to go to add-ons and get add-ons, and then we're going to choose Pabbly if we don't already have it connected. Okay, now once you choose Pabbly, you want to refresh the screen, and then you should see Pabbly down here. Okay. Now, once you do that, you're going to choose initial setup, and you are going to paste the URL, the webhook URL that we just got from Pabbly. Now, I don't want to do this because this is a live thing, so you can see that. And then my trigger column is going to be the last column on my sheet that I'm collecting information. In this case, it's the I. Okay. So once you do that and you click submit, it will tell you if you did it right or wrong. Okay. So, and then you can also submit a test. All right. Now, once you do that, you want to go make sure to go to Pabbly webhooks and then choose send on event and auto send on schedule. Okay. So what happens is that basically tells Pabbly now, hey, or that actually tells the Google Sheet every single time that these things happen, that we get a new event, okay, we want it to immediately send to this webhook. So we are now capturing the data from the Google Sheet in this webhook here, and then we're going to use that to connect to HighLevel, which the app is called Lead Connector. Okay, so in the Lead Connector app, we're going to choose create or update a contact from all of the options here. And we can map out from the data that we pull in here, that's from the Google Sheet, we can map out all of this. But the main important thing is obviously the name. Okay, so you can see that I have added these little placeholders. So we want to map out the name here. And this is actually from a live workflow, so I don't want to expose the members' info. But what you want to do is choose here from the drop-down menu whatever the column is that says full name, and you will see that it'll say right here. But you'll be able to pull that in from the drop-down menu. So you want to map out the full name here, and then the email address, the same thing. It'll have the email address in the Google Sheet, and that's what you want to use to map out. Now, you may want to, the system, if you haven't connected the API with HighLevel, it will add that group key tag, but you may want to add all, additional tags, like maybe Facebook group. That's what I have for mine. Just make sure that within HighLevel, if you are adding a tag, that, and I'm going to just delete this here. Like if I wanted to add Facebook group, you have to add the quotation marks and then add your tag here. So if I wanted to add Facebook group, I would just choose the quotation marks and then Facebook group in the middle. Or Facebook group. And then if I wanted to add two tags, I would just add a comma, a space, and then I would add my new tag here. So let's say I wanted new tag and then quotation marks again. Okay, so that's how you want to add your tags. So whatever automations you want to trigger now inside of your HighLevel account or My Vision Agency, it's going to enter in this info. It's going to look for this email address. If it's not in there, it's going to create a contact. If it is in there, it's going to go ahead and add this tag. Okay. Now, once you get this information, and you also can map out the Facebook URL. Okay. It's not necessary, but it's nice to have so that when you are following up, you can see their Facebook profile. Once you get all of that, and of course you want to test and make sure that everything is communicating properly, you want to save and then make sure that your workflow is active. Okay. So now let's think through the process. We've gone from the questions, and now Group Key has added the questions to our spreadsheet, and we have pushed this data to Pabbly workflow, and now Pabbly's capturing the data and it's sending it to HighLevel. It's going to add or update the contact with our new tag, and now we have this workflow. And let me back up a little bit. Now we have a workflow. Let's see, Facebook, where it is Facebook group. Okay, so we have this Facebook group tag. Now, anything that we add in this workflow is going to tag any of our contacts, right, with Facebook group. So this follows in line with our whole workflow process we're creating here. But even if they fill out a form on a website somewhere else, then, and we say tag, then this is going to trigger this automation. So no matter where this contact's coming from, if we tell it to tag Facebook group, okay, and we're choosing this as our trigger, then it's going to trigger this specific automation. Okay, so what we want to do here is we can, of course, there's any variety of, things that you can add in your workflow. You can send a email, a text message if we had the phone data. We could add a tag, remove a tag. We could add notes, assign users, set a smart date. We could add them to another workflow. I mean, you can see there are so many different triggers that we can use for this automation. But for this example, just to keep it simple, we're going to add them to a sales pipeline. Okay, so for this example, I'm just going to use my Vision Agency, and then we're going to add them into the leads because they're not yet a sale, right? We just added them to the group, and we're going to use custom values to add their name and their email address. And there's no lead value here, and we're just going to say it's open because it's, it's just a Facebook group, and we're going to save action. So what that's going to do is that's going to now, every time we tag someone with the Facebook group tag, it's going to add in our opportunities pipeline, it's going to add a card with their name and email address. Okay. Now here is where we want to grant them access to the membership area. Okay. So now this tag is, if I wanted to click here and you scroll down to where you see grant offer. So we just want to choose that, and then any of the offers that we want to grant them access to. Okay. And then of course I have Elmatic, which is another tool that we have in our program. You can create a free account at bridgetbartlett.com, but I have a URL for Elmatic that also triggers a notification on my website that says that we have a new member. Okay. So that's super cool. Now, we technically, this is not going to send the email. We have not created a email step in our workflow that's going to send them an email. We have their email address, and we've granted them access to the membership area, but there's actually no step. Now, we could click here and then do send email. Okay, that's how easy that would be. But what we actually want to do is send the login credentials for our membership area. So the way that I have mine set up is actually in the membership area. If you go to sites and go to memberships and go to settings, you will see email settings. And if you click there, you can actually choose from any of the website templates that you want to use, and then just make sure this is toggled on. So what that means is any offer that you give someone access to your membership area, it's going to automatically send those login credentials. So you don't have to take the extra step to send that in your workflow as long as this is toggled on. Okay. So again, if you do want access to that workflow, I mean, that's the whole process, right? If you do want access to the workflow, all you need to do is, and let me back up here, inside of your library, you want to go to the training module, and you'll want to scroll all the way down until you see the Pabbly automations. Here we go. Keep scrolling. Here we go. And then you want to go to integrate Facebook group with HighLevel, and then you will see all of those resources there. Okay. I do want to see any questions here. Ray says, great Monday afternoon. Hello, Ray. How are you? Someone on Facebook says, can I share this within my Facebook community group? So this is a tool that you can use if you want to use for your, I may have already answered that question actually, but I see that you asked it a while ago, but if I did not answer that question, so this is just a tool that you can use inside of your group to manage the group. This is not a tool that we can resell or give away for free, but if you do want to sign up, you can go to myvisionagency.com/group key. You could also go to bridgetbartlett.com and then create an account here. Okay. So thank you all so much for joining me. I will see you all tomorrow. Same time, same place. Go make your vision a reality. Bye. Before you go, if you have questions, join us for open office hours starting right now at bridgetbartlett.com. See you there.